Hi, I am Wendiam, and today we are going to continue talking about the book, The Leadership Challenge. As a reminder, in the previous presentations, we talked about Practice 1, Model the Way, which was about creating values for individuals and for organizations. Today we will start Practice 2, Inspire a Shared Vision. As the previous one, Practice 2 has 2 chapters, and today we'll talk about the first one, Envision the Future. It is about the process of creating your vision. So what is a vision? A vision is what a person wants to achieve in life. So in the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Stephen Covey asked the readers to imagine their own funerals and what they would want the attendants to say about them. So your vision is what you want people to say about you, what you want to accomplish in your life. So why do we need to have visions? Why is a vision important? Well, a vision is important because it is what gives us focus. It helps us see, it helps us prioritize things. When we have decisions to make, we always decide according to our vision. Now we will talk about the process of creating vision, the steps to take when we want to find out our vision. The first thing is looking at our past. So many people say we should not be living in the past. So a lot of people are trying to forget about their past. Yes, a lot of times it is important to forget if we want to move on. But we also need to consider that the past is what made us who we are today. The book talks about a very interesting principle called the Janus effect. So it is an individual with 2 faces, one face looking forward and one face looking backwards. So the person is aware of what is behind him and what lays ahead. So this is what we need to think about while creating a vision. Whatever happened in the past made us who we are and what we want. There are things that affected us, not necessarily negative, it can also be positive, but it influenced our behavior. When we look at our past, we see the patterns, the things that we have always been drawn to. Or maybe the experience that shifted our mentality. So we look in the past and we see the mistakes or the good things that we have done, and based on that we project on the future what we want to improve. After looking at our past, the second step is looking at the present. Looking around us at everything that is going on and see what impact we want to have on events. Is there something that we want to improve? After that, looking at our past and at our present, then we constitute all to make the future. And the authors say the future is like a puzzle. It is a puzzle that is made of the past and of the present. So you take the piece from your past, all the lessons that you learned in the past, and all the things that you have observed around you, and you combine them, and then you see what you want to do in the future. So to sum up, look at your past, your present, and project all of this in your future to create your vision. But there is one big thing, one key element that directs the whole process, and it is called passion. So passion is the feeling in your gut that makes you drawn to certain things. So how do we understand our passions? I remember when I was thinking about my majors for college, my mentor, Mr. Cavalry, asked me a question that really helped me. He asked me, so if you could have a job without getting paid, what job would it be? what thing would you be able to sacrifice for? So these are the things that show what you're passionate about. Passion is our guardrail while thinking about our vision. And here we need to be very careful not to take on something that we are not passionate about, because leadership, in many ways, leadership is very challenging, and sometimes it's a lot of pressure, and we need to be careful not to do something that is not our true self, which is why we need to always stay focused on our real passions. Once we have found out our vision, once we have determined this big thing that we want to accomplish in life, then we realize that a lot of times we cannot accomplish big things alone. So we need to associate with other people. This is why we have organizations like Leading Change. So when we have an organization, how do we make sure that we have a shared vision, that it is not only one person's vision? So just like for values, it is important not to make it only about one person. Remember, leadership is the art of mobilizing people to want to. So people are interested in. It's not only about one leader, it's about the whole group. Yeah. So how do we make sure that the vision is the vision of the whole group? Well, the first thing to do is listening. Of course, communication is the key element in everything. We have a saying in my native language, which is More, that, so I will say it in the language first. Zinangom ka korpo la welarda gomde. So what this means is communication does not, sometimes it doesn't help you do the actual work, but it helps you solve a problem. And here, it's not necessarily about a problem, but it helps make things very clear. So before you even start doing the work, you need to sit down and talk with people and make sure that the vision is very clear, that everybody is passionate about it, everybody is 100% invested in whatever you want to achieve. Great leaders are great listeners. Listening is not only something that is good, it is something that is required. Because we don't want to be in the middle of a hardship and then have people start to leave the organization. We need to make sure from the beginning that it is something very clear, the goal is clear to everybody. The second thing to have a shared vision is make it a cause for commitment. So what this means is add meaning to the work that you are doing. So a cause is just like the passion, you know, making people within your organization feel like what they are doing really matters. Sometimes people have good plans, really good plans, but followers are not drawn to the plan, they are drawn to the cause. Even in desperate situations, the plan might be not so good, but because it is a noble cause, a lot of people accept to do it. Think about it for a second. Why do people keep sending money to help poor African populations, knowing that sometimes the money doesn't actually reach the people who need it? They know the dispositions are not very clear, but it is the cause that make them keep doing whatever they're doing. So emphasizing on the meaning, the cause is important to keep everybody grounded and centered to achieve the goal. The last thing I will say about visions is be persistent. Be persistent because, I mean, everything I said here, it is very clear the steps you have to take, but things don't happen as quick as we wish them to. Sometimes it takes you a year to have it clear, to clarify what you want to achieve. There are so many people around us with so great ideas, and sometimes we feel like it will never happen to us. But it's just about patience and persistence, and just keep working on yourself and listening to yourself, listening to your emotions until the day when you understand what you want to achieve. And same thing for organizations. So when we want to associate with people to do big things, sometimes we will talk to the wrong people. Sometimes we will talk to people who don't hold the same beliefs. But that's okay, because people don't have to agree with us on everything, right? At some point we will find the right people for us. And also be careful not to give up too soon when the goal, the realization was maybe like the next day, you know. Be persistent in all circumstances. As a summary of what I just said, clarifying your values is the same as clarifying your vision. It takes time for yourself to think about yourself and just go through the same process as you did for your values. Think about your past, about what is going on today that you think could be better or needs change, and project everything on the future. That is what followers look for. Remember, we said followers look for leaders who are forward-looking. So you are not going to stay stuck in the past. You are going to take the lessons that you learned from the past and think about what is going on and project all of this for a better future. And in the whole process, you remember that it is your passion that guides you. You don't want to go into something that you are not passionate about and then have a burden on yourself later. Leadership is hard when you don't love what you are doing. After that, when you want to associate with people, first thing first, sit down and talk. Talking may not accomplish something that people can see, but within you, you have the ideas clear, and that's the foundation for the future work that you will do. Also, make it a cause for commitment. Plans are important, but the cause is what people commit to. I am at the end of chapter 1 today, and tomorrow we will talk more about vision, how to make a vision more powerful within an organization, and how to talk to people about your vision so that they can be inspired and want to follow you. Thank you for listening, and I will see you next time.